right, y'all. So it's 3:35 in the morning. I just got through watching the season 8, part 3 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Y'all know I was in LA last week. My sleep patterns are still off. I was asleep all day today. I'm up all night or whatever. I must say I really am enjoying the newfound freedom I found in doing videos without the wig on, because it removes the pressure of me having to be funny per se, and I can speak clearly and concisely to some serious topics and some honesties and truths that need to be told. With that, I'm in a very reflective space right now, in a sincere space, and let's talk about part 3 of the reunion. First and foremost, I want to give props to all the producers of Housewives of Atlanta: Carlos, Joy Chan, True Entertainment, Bravo Andy, and Bravo as a network. You guys have revolutionized the way people watch reality television. You guys have created a formula by which many a show have come along and followed and created great products. Real Housewives of Atlanta and the franchise as a whole is the yardstick by which we measure other reality television shows. However, at this point, 8 seasons in with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, in my opinion, it has become lazy production. The plug and play formula with the Real Housewives of Atlanta at this point has become stale, redundant, tired, and lazy production. Taking 5 people, putting them at a dinner table, 5 people who ordinarily would not interact with each other, 5 people of varying ages and backgrounds that just organically would not mix, putting them at the table, prompting them, and then watching what happens was cute. For people who don't know each other. But 8 seasons in, it is time for you guys to recreate what it is you are doing over with RHOA, and we're to expect this show to go on for another 8 seasons. I have said this countless times. It is stale. The current configuration of girls, there's just really not a lot more you can do with them. The minute they go on vacation, we already know what's going to happen. The minute they all get together, we already know what's going to happen. The minute you bring a new girl on, we already know what's going to happen. We already know what's going to happen 10 steps before y'all even air it, and I think y'all do too. The plug and play formula has to change with this show. Let's get into the casting. Something else that needs to change. Y'all screen testing these people's friends on these shows, bringing in Shamia and Tammy and all these different people. Though it was great and it was fun, that shit ain't work. It didn't work. And it feels like y'all were trying to do that because what you had going on wasn't working. None of that is working. It is time we do something different. And you know what? I'm not going to tear nothing down without lifting a hand to extend it up. I'm going to provide a suggestion. You know, something else that has gotten old over the years. I'm sick and tired of seeing grown-ass women, 30-year-old plus women, auditioning to be friends with a group of bitches. That shit don't happen in the real world. Now, it might happen in Potomac, only because there's only 10 black people there, so the new black person in town wants to be friends with somebody that they look like. But that shit don't happen in Atlanta, okay? There are tens of thousands of circles that bitches can be a part of. So this whole bring a new girl in and make her beg to be a part of the group and make her audition to be liked, it's dumb, it's old, it's not practical, it's unrealistic. At this point in time, and I know, you know, from what I've heard through the grapevine, you guys are struggling to find new energy, new girls for the show because Bravo has a brand. They don't want this kind of person, want that kind of person. It has to be the right profile to fit the show. But I suggest, instead of looking for one person and trying to make them audition to fit in with the established clique, how about you go find a clique and try to merge the two? Now that would be different. That would be entertaining. Stop bringing in one person and then feeding them to the rest of the girls like shark bait. How about you go get 3 bitches that's already an established group and try to merge the two groups and watch what kind of organic conflict is created then. Just from a psychological perspective, you try to merge two groups, you got some people from this group gonna like one or two from this group but not gonna like the other person. That's gonna cause internal conflict over here. It's gonna cause internal conflict over there. And then it leaves nobody out in the cold trying to audition to join a sorority. Because that's what this shit feel like. A whole bunch of people who trying to IG to become a Delta or AKA, let me see how much ass I can kiss to be accepted by this group. Number two, we got to stop bringing people on this show with these hidden agendas, with these broke agendas, and who take pleasure in being the villain because they have nothing else going on in their life and nothing else to lose. You know, somebody on the cast said it to me best. They said, to a degree, we need Kenya because she is the only person on the show who has absolutely nothing to lose. The rest of us have too much to lose to be on here acting an ass. And with that, in the grand scheme of things, I understand it and I get it. The show does need an excitement factor. It needs a drama factor. But let me tell you something. As a viewer, it's become agonizing to watch. And for all of you people out there who keep saying, Kenya is the star of the show. That's all y'all ever talk about. That's all y'all ever talk about. She must be doing something right. Y'all keep talking about it every week. Y'all going in on Kenya. Kenya on y'all mind. She giving y'all something to talk about. That's the dumbest rationalization of some goddamn bullshit I've ever heard. You know what? When I have a mosquito bite inside my goddamn thigh, I scratch it every day too. That don't mean that's the favorite part of my goddamn body. That don't mean I love it. Things that annoy you, you tend to speak on. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Okay, we're not entertained, we're aggravated. Okay, number three, stop force feeding us obvious storylines that are fake. Anybody with one of Bob Whitfield good eyes can see that that stunt he and Sheree pulled was a stunt to get Sheree back on the show and try to get her peach solidified. Okay? It's so funny to me that Bob and Sheree are hanging out again, reconciling their relationship. My whole thing is have enough respect for our intellect to follow the lie all the way through. Y'all made it as far to go to Jamaica together, but yet we ain't seen a one picture on Instagram with y'all at Red Lobster together. I'm sure y'all ass went to eat at TGI Fridays long before y'all decided to get on the airplane and go to goddamn Jamaica together. Now, granted, some may say I'm privy to more information because I'm here on Ground Zero and I know a lot of backstory. But let me tell y'all something. Viewers at home ain't stupid. There was no chemistry, nothing organic between Bob and Sheree and that stunt y'all tried to pull. They ass is not getting back together. But with that, I love Sheree being back. And the only reason I love her being back is because it brought something different and new, a new vibe, a new energy. It was a familiar face, but it was a new vibe and new energy to the show. So in that regard, just bring the bitch back. But all that Bob, cut that shit out. Cut it out. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Hold on, because I took some very tedious notes. And again, going back to the formula. Now, when I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, they didn't teach me nothing about television production. Okay? And I understand that the plug-and-play formula is the best thing in the interest of the budget and the production schedule. But all I'm suggesting is y'all find a new formula to carry this thing forward because the old formula 8 years in is no longer working for this show. Like no tea, no shade. Granted, yes, we are tuning in. But at this point, we're tuning in more out of habit and by default than we are out of sheer entertainment. So y'all shake it up. I ain't trying to get nobody fired. Just go get a new group of girls and merge with the existing group of girls and let's see what unfolds then. At least then there'll be so much new blood infused with the old blood that the drama will be organic. And just like a football team, if we got salary cap issues, then somebody ass need to be cut. If somebody on there taking up 2 salaries, and we can get 2 or 3 bitches in for 1 salary, then they ass need to be cut. It's all to it. It's all business. But moving right along, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this reunion. Okay, the formula. All right, let's talk about one thing I found very poignant. Bravo Andy did not take pleasure in at all in the gay references made about Kim Fields' husband. And you know what? As an openly black gay man who, was teased growing up, who just, works hard on my off time to champion a lot of causes in the LGBT community, I didn't take pleasure in it either. But it's not an issue that I take with the cast. It's an issue that I take with the black community as a whole, but in particular black women. And here is why. We as a community have got to stop villainizing gay people. We have got to stop calling somebody gay as a weapon. We've got to stop using it as a read. And it's funny because I hear so many black women, y'all are so quick to want to call a man gay as a read. I sit in many hair salons. Oh, child, I know she ain't talking about that gay husband. She ain't talking about her husband gay. Oh, hell no, that nigga look gay. But then y'all wonder why y'all are so heavily plagued by the DL phenomenon. Subconsciously, to anybody who is struggling with their sexuality, who hears people constantly use gay in a derogatory manner, do you think that makes them comfortable to want to come out? Do you think as a man, and let me tell you something, this has happened to me. In my teenage years coming up, watching my mama, her girlfriends, various people in my community sit around and bash other gay or use it as a weapon to hurt people. I heard those things growing up. So then now battling these feelings on the inside, I'm like, well, shit, I can't beat my damn self. And it's so funny because gay women and gay women and black people in particular are the first person to say, I ain't got no issue with it being gay. I just want you to be real with it. I just want them to be open with it. I don't have a problem with gay people. I just don't like the ones that hide it. Well, then how about you foster an environment and create an environment where it's easy for people to be who the hell they are without fear of being villainized, scrutinized, marginalized, or penalized for being the way they were born. Point blank period. And I love the fact that Bravo Andy checked y'all ass on that shit. He was agitated by it because it is offensive as a gay person. And let me tell you something else that we struggle with in the black community. Okay, Adina Howard says she want a roughneck nigga that can satisfy her just for me. Okay, MC Light says she want a roughneck. Gotta have a roughneck. Knowing goddamn well she was lying, but that's a whole nother video. But let me tell y'all something. In the black community, we got this issue real bad. If a dude don't have a big chest, tattoos, a prison record, bad credit, and dropping you off the car, and dropping you off to work in your damn car, 3 baby mamas and slapping the shit out of you, then he gay. Let me tell you something. There are many shades of masculinity, just as there are many shades of African Americans. They range from Robin and Giselle on Potomac to Kenya Moore and Cynthia Bailey on Atlanta. I scratch my titty. Okay. Just because a man is not hard as a rock and straight off the prison yard does not mean he is gay. Okay, it's time we cut that ignorant shit out. Okay, just because a man prefers or enjoys singing, dancing, coloring, theatrics, things of the arts does not mean he is gay. There is not a direct link between sexual orientation and somebody's interest. Just because a man likes the color pink does not mean he is gay. And we have got to stop making these simple-minded ass correlations, assumptions, and then passing them off as the gradient by which we measure somebody's sexual orientation. It is ignorant. I got many of friends that are straight with wives who don't enjoy watching football and sports and playing in auto mechanic and cutting the yard. Just because a boy don't like to get down and rugged does not mean he is gay. All right? Just because he ain't cussing you out and slapping you up, that does not mean he's gay. And black women, y'all got this whole thing about, I don't want no punk. I want to walk down the street and feel like, I'm secure and he gonna protect me. First of all, in the grand scheme of life, How many back alleys are you really going to be walking down on that you're going to need a man to jump out and shoot a bitch on your behalf? Like, really? And if you do, mama, you got a bigger problem. Bitch, you need to move. Okay? We gotta cut this shit out. You know, we as a society have this infatuation with hyper-masculinity. We put a premium on hyper-masculinity, and then we discount, guys who aren't super duper masculine, and that's in the heterosexual and in the homosexual communities. And it's time we put an end to that shit. And I'm glad Andy kind of checked y'all on that shit. And it's dumb, it's ignorant, and I like the way Kim Fields' husband, Chris, I like the way you handled yourself. In fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying, while y'all out there looking for a motherfucking roughneck, a roughneck nigga that can satisfy you, she got somebody just for her, you know what I'm saying, who is her helpmate, a love mate, a father to her kids, somebody who was helping her pay the bills, somebody who was holding her at night, somebody who was supporting her emotionally, and those are the things that matter most. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be funny, and this is my friend. I look at a situation like Phaedra. Phaedra had a roughneck nigga that could satisfy her, and look where it got him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like them street niggas, though. Y'all like them street niggas and all that street shit, and look where it gets you. Nowhere. Kenya got her a roughneck nigga that could satisfy her, but he ain't got shit going on. No tea, no shade. You know what I'm saying? At least Cynthia went and got her old roughneck nigga that finished running the streets. So they say. I said I wasn't going to be funny. I'm going to keep it serious. But y'all, cut that shit out. I ain't going to harp on that too much longer. Let me see. Fin the game. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty of some stuff too. I told y'all a long time ago, the best way to put an issue to rest is to own it. Never let a bitch read you with your own teeth. Y'all can take my own situation, for example, that Michelle Brown shit with the rent. That shit hurt. That shit was embarrassing. And when she made that video, I had a choice to make. It was go run and stick my head up under a rock. It was try to pretend like it didn't happen. Try to lie. Or you know what? Face that shit head on. Tell the full truth about the situation. Be embarrassed for 2 days and move the fuck on. You see what I'm saying? Now, a bitch can't read me today about it because the shit is done. I don't divulge my full truth about the situation. I look at situations like Phaedra and Todd with this videotape. They're just like, Phaedra, girl, as much as I love you, sis, girl, you should have just owned up a long time ago that you just took exception for whatever reason about making full payment, and that's why you was just late and delayed with the payment. Because Todd came through that thing, he wrecked shop and set that shit straight. And it made you look like Boo Boo the Fool. And then when you came in and was like the favorite idea for you when your mama passed, granted, and I don't know what that is. I'm not privy to that information. I don't need to know what it is. It had absolutely nothing to do with the subject at hand, and it was pure deflection. And I'm going to take it a step further, and I may be overstepping my bounds, and I hope that I don't step on too many toes when I say this. But Todd was absolutely right when he said to Phaedra, you know everything that's going on over here, but you don't know nothing about what was going on in your house. And I think for me, Phaedra, where I was a little unclear about things is that you had this finite business relationship with Todd, and then it seems that you somehow or another, there was an enmeshment of business and friendship. And y'all, that's where business and friends always go wrong. But it's kind of like you were trying to say, on one token, you and I had this business on paper relationship. However, you was partying and kikiing with my husband, so you should have took the issue up with him and not with me. And I don't know that I agree. However, I do understand totally how you could feel that way. At the end of the day, though, Todd got that thing right, and I'm going to take it a step further and interject my 2 cents. And I've said this before in past videos. As much as I love Phaedra, I don't give 2 damns when nobody say it ain't no way in hell Phaedra didn't have no idea what the hell Apollo was doing in her house. Phaedra got too many degrees. She's too insightful. She's got too much woman's intuition. She has very high deductive reasoning skills. Please, if Phaedra did not know what was going on, it's because she purposely chose not to know for reasons of plausible deniability. I ain't gonna go in too hard on it, but y'all, let's just start keeping it real. I just feel like if everybody on that stage would keep it real, just keep it all the way real. Even when the shit embarrasses you and it hurts, if you keep it real in that moment while you in the hot seat, baby, that seat gonna cool down immediately. Because after you spit your truth, a bitch can't read you no more. It's out and it's done and it's over with. Last but not least, let's see what else I got on my list. You know, it's so funny because this video is more about life lessons than it is the reunion per se. Last but not least, I guess we might as well go ahead and address Porsha and her violence situation. I don't agree that Porsha has a violence problem. I do not agree whatsoever. I do not agree. I think these are 3 isolated incidents played in succession that draw a narrative that doesn't necessarily exist. I spent a lot of time with that girl in close proximity. I've been around her when she's been upset. I've been around her when she's been pushed. And I don't think that Porsha has an anger problem. I think off rip, we have to disallow the Kenya Moore situation. I don't give a good goddamn who you are. Kim Fields lost her cool today on the episode with Kenya Moore and used the word fucking. And y'all know she's the epitome of class and she don't go there. Okay? Phaedra has had to lose her cool with Kenya and told Kenya she might slap the dog shit out of her. Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn who you are. Kenya was bothering and badgering and bullying that girl that whole goddamn season. And then you were speaking in her face with that bullhorn and putting that scepter in her face. I don't give 2 fucks who you are. Somebody do that shit to you, your ass gonna pop the fuck off too. So we gonna disallow that. The Cynthia situation, you know what? Now real talk, that situation would have happened in real life. Y'all were drinking, y'all had an argument, and it escalated. I almost fought my best friend in BQE over a misunderstanding last year. Sheree came over to my best friend, one of my old best friends, Jamar's house. We were drinking at a Super Bowl party. Me and him got in an argument over the fact that he let Sheree in the house, and I felt some kind of way about it, and him and I almost went to blows. Situations escalate sometimes. Now, I wasn't there for the situation when she was finna beat the girl down, but she like, bitch, you ain't finna talk to me motherfucking crazy, okay? And especially when I cut your check. Show some respect, okay? Now, respect the queen when you see him, bitch. Okay, I had to snap my character for a little bit. I just think it's wrong. I think she's getting a bad rep. Kenya Moore deserves her ass to get her ass whooped. Not to mention, Kenya jumped up after it happened, purposely did not fight back, and I quote, okay, get fired, good, you're gone, you're out of here. Those were Kenya's motives to push that girl to the brink of losing control. So I think it is totally unfair to use that instance to try to write this narrative that Porsha has an anger management problem. Now, to Nene's defense and Porsha, regardless of the circumstances that created you having to be what you were, perception is reality. And because you have now been in 3 taped altercations, you've got to use extra precaution, mom, with popping off on a bitch, because you already see what they're trying to set you up to look like. So don't feed into it. And Nene was absolutely right. If I did choke a bitch, I was smart enough not to do it on camera. And we all remember that 911 tape. Kim's scary ass called from the Atlantic station saying one of her castmates choked her. And Nene did it. Bitch, you did it. You did it. But she was smart enough to do it off camera. Porsha, don't let them set you up no more, because that's what she's trying to do. Other than that, y'all, that's about all I got for it. I wish this show the best. Like I said, I got some good friends over there in production. Clearly, y'all know who my friends are on the cast. Me and Candy, me and Cynthia and Peter, me and Porsha. I'm cool and kicked it with Nene a couple times. Worked with Porsha. I don't have no malice or no issues with Kenya. We've never interacted in person. I think we said hello to each other one time at Bar One. I would love to do dinner with Regine Hunter. And I don't fuck with Marlo and her stolen fashions, having ass, credit card scamming, having rich people husband fucking, boosting Florida sissy credit card using dead people's social security number ass. Other than that, y'all, that's all I got. RHOA, we definitely look forward to season 8. But y'all call me, put me on the panel. Y'all know I know people, and I know all their business. I know everybody business walking around Atlanta. Y'all use me as a casting tool. But y'all take me up on that idea. Cast a group. Bring in another group of ladies. Or bring in a group of old bitches. Like, bring in, mix it up. Mix it up. And with that, y'all, this is getting lengthy. I'm going to get out of here. I just owed it to y'all to give y'all a little something. And those are my thoughts on season 3 of the part 3 of season 8 reunion of Housewives and the franchise as a whole. Moving forward, I hope to see Sheree back. I want Sheree fully reinstated with a peach. I think there is some story there with what Sheree now has going on, which may be a whole lot of nothing, but that's a key in itself. Historically, we love to get a good key out of Sheree. I would love to see Kenya come back. But not in her same capacity. I want to see her do the Nene Leakes switch. I want to see Kenya be vulnerable. I want to see her be real. I want to see some real, genuine interactions and not some old... Because Kenya's a clever bitch. Kenya's crafty than a motherfucker. I think over the years, the other women have genuinely forged friendships. And though this show is work, it's still real life for them. For Kenya Moore, this show isn't real life. I honestly believe, and I don't know her finances, but I honestly believe Kenya was out in LA with a career on life support. And this opportunity came about, and she said, you know what, I'm finna maximize the moment. I'm finna get on here, and I'm finna do whatever the fuck I gotta do to keep climbing the ranks, elevate, and get a check. And that's what she's doing. And she's taking no prisoners. And I don't believe Kenya loses any sleep on if y'all bitches are her friend or not, or if she forges relationships with y'all or not. And that speaks to her ability to disassociate and detach from people emotionally that spawn back from her family. Now, I ain't got no degree in psychology, but I got common fucking sense. Whereas I think normal people with open hearts, I don't give a fuck if you put 2 enemies in a room. You put people in a room long enough, just by way of osmosis, they are going to develop some sort of bond and compassion for one another. And I think Kenya's inability to connect with people goes back to her deeper issues, this, and the third, and that this is just a job for her. And I think during the off season, y'all need to find a way, if y'all want to continue to work with this lady, to bring her into the fold and show her the love of a sister and a mother and a cousin and an auntie, and then maybe relations with Kenya will get better, and then we can get some organic good times. But here's what the fuck we do not want to see next season, in case y'all forgot. No more auditioning new hoes like they trying out for a sorority. We're done with that. No more taking them on vacation just for it to be a big blow up on the trip. We're done with that. No more rent-a-husbands, rent-a-boyfriends. We're done with that. Okay? No more Phaedra and Candy, y'all get that shit together and be back. Let's be back friends next season, because we're done with that. Okay? No more rich Africans slut-shaming women. Who hoeing for what? Who got this? We're done with that. Okay? Nobody else, don't no more y'all come on there and try to start no fashion lines or businesses that you do not already have in the making. Because if you do, we are not going to believe you. Okay? What we want to see is you grow your existing businesses. Do not try to launch no new brands, because we're done with that. Okay? What else are we done with? All the redundant shit, we're done with that. And y'all be sure to put in the comment section of this video what all y'all are done with, what all y'all would like to see, and what all suggestions. Trust me, y'all, they watch, they pay attention, they listen, they even call me and kiki about it. So put your thoughts in the comments and let them know. You know, we the viewers have been loyal to this show for 8 years, and it's time that, you know what, y'all take us serious and stop playing on our damn intelligence. And you know what, reward us by giving us some genuine, authentic television and not this contrived, scripted stuff. And with that, the people have spoken. Y'all like to trade my back, so I'm finna get on out of here, girl. Bye.